Sa table natin, that is 3.841. So, ilan kaya yung value na nakuha nga natin dito? Mabot siya ng lampas, no? Ay, nakuha natin doon. 4.8, 3.61, 5.25, 3.95. So, yun. Kung mas malaki, yung value na nakuha natin over the value ng table, then we reject the null hypothesis. Okay? So for the procedure of contingency analysis, the chi-square of test of homogeneity, so ganun ulit, you have to solve for the expected value. The value is then compared with the chi-square table. If it is higher, then we reject the null hypothesis. If it is within the chi-square value, the chi-square table, then we accept the null hypothesis. So that's it for chi-square. May question ba tayo? May question ba tayo sa chi-square? Before we proceed. Okay. So for our last topic, we have the normal distribution. To maiksi lang to. So yung normal distribution, we all want our data. Kapag tayo kasi nagpa-plot ng mga data, as much as possible, we want our table to be a normal. So meaning, ang shape na kasi ng isang normal distribution is a bell curve. So parang ganyan. Na equal ang distance ng mean and then the standard deviation. So the normal distribution has a characteristic of unimodal. Ibig sabihin, isa lang yung kanyang mataas na peak. Symmetrical, ibig sabihin, pag hinati mo siya sa gitna, it will be divided into two equal parts. Asymptotic to the y-axis, ibig sabihin, yung kanyang mga tail, itong kabilang tail, will not touch the y-axis. It will near the y-axis but not touch the y-axis. And lastly, a normal density function has a bell shape. So, ganyan, yung parang bell ang kanyang shape. The normal distribution has an expected value equal to the mean, ganun pa rin, and the variance of y is equals to the square of the standard deviation. So, parang parehas lang din sa isang descriptive statistics. Inflection points lies around the mean minus the standard deviation. So, u minus sigma or standard deviation, or mean plus the standard deviation. The total area between the curve and the y-axis equal to 1. If we try to shade this part, ang area daw niya is equal to 100%. And more than 99% of that area lies under mean minus 3 times the standard deviation, or n pala, mean plus 3 pi. So yung portion daw na yon, yung 99% ng area coming from this point. Yung asymptotic value, yung mga tail end niya, is equal to 1% lang ng area. Okay? So, for example, kung meron kayong data ng mga heights ng 100 women, if you try to plot it, so nagkakaroon talaga siya ng bell shape. And it behaved because ang data natin concentrated on the mean o yung pinaka gitna ng data. So kaya pag tayo kumukuha ng data, as much as possible, we want it to shape like a bell. Otherwise, kung merong mga lumalampas, it means that you have an outlier. Okay, so For this example, in a sample of women's height given above, the sample average mean is 65.2 and the sample variance is 4.392. Thus, this sample might be a population that can be modeled by a normal distribution with the expected value equal to the mean is equal to 65.2 and the variance is to the square of the standard deviation, which is 4.392. So we write it down as n is equals to mean, comma, and then the variance. So parang n, mean, width, then v to represent this theoretical distribution. Probabilities related to continuous random variables are represented by areas, calculus in which particular numerical integration is necessary to find the areas of the various section under the normal curve. Tables, however, have been derived for the normal distribution and 0, 1 called the standard normal distribution. These tables can be also used to find the areas of section under normal curve by means of standardization process. So yung mga larger normal distribution, kino-convert siya into a standardized normal distribution or the standard normal distribution. So paano yung ginagawa? All you have to do is to convert it with the formula z is equals to y minus the mean over the sigma. So for example, this one, PY4 if y is distributed as yung mean niya is 5.64. So kung pagbabasihan natin yung formula kanina, y minus mean over standard deviation. So paano natin siya sinusolve? So yung z value is y minus mean over sigma. So yung value na n 5.64, yung 5 represents the mean as per in the discussion. And yung 0.64 natin is v, which is the variance. So paano natin makukuha yung standard deviation? Ay, tama, yung standard deviation, that is the square root of v. So that is the square root of 0.64. And what is the square root of 0.64? 0.8 ba? Okay, 0.8. So we will apply it to get the standard distribution. So that is 4 minus 5 over 0.8. What is the normal distribution? Standard normal distribution? Negative 1.25. So let me just depende sa and depende sa number of wait lang. So negative 1.25. Okay, so let's take a look here. So the standard normal distribution, the values of alpha in the body of the table are probability that C is greater than the positive value. So sa standard normal distribution kasi, we assume that the mean is equal to 0. And yung shaded part, ito yung parang area. The area of the standard normal distribution. The sum of all the area is equal to 1. So kaya yung mga value natin doon is, 100% ang value ng ating area. So, for example, for negative values, kung ang nakuha natin is negative 1.25, so yung ang value na yon lies under or below the mean, now which is 0. So yung 1.25 somehow here, since negative siya. And yung value na yon, if we try to solve it, yung Z1 daw natin is makukuha natin siya dun sa table. Okay, for example, ang negative 1.25 is 1.25. Ito, 0.05. So that is 0.106. So anong tinutukoy na 0.106? So tandaan nyo 0.106. So yung 0.106 na yon, kung ito ang 0, ito yung negative 1.25. Yung tinutukoy natin na 0.106 is itong area na to. Or 10.6% ng buong area. So, di ba ang total area natin is 100%. So, balik tayo dito sa ating presentation. So, if PY is Y is distributed as N5, 0.604, then ang tinutukoy natin dyan is the value of Z is equal to 0.106. Okay, for number 2, if Y is greater than 10 but less than 13, if Y is distributed as N12, 4. So, i-convert mo muna siya into Z value. So, una, kunin muna natin yung value ng Z sa 10 at saka sa 13. So, Y, 10 minus mean na 12 over square root of 4. Etong kabila, para sa 13, is equal to ang y natin is 13 minus 12 over square root of 4. So Z10 is equal to 1. Etong Z13 is equal to 0.5. So titingnan natin ngayon sa table, ano yung mga value ng Z na yon. Diyan na, palipat-lipat tayo ng ating table. So, okay. So, ang value ng 1 is 0.159. Ang value ng 13 na 0.5, 0.5. Ito is 0.309. Okay, balik tayo dito. For letter B, sa standard normal distribution na 0, ang 10 ito daw ay 1 and then 0.5. So, ang kinukuha natin na area is sa pagitan ng 1 and 0.5. Which is, ang area daw na 0.5 is is 0.309. Ang area naman ng 1, itong area na tinutukoy na to is 0.159. Ang tanong, paano natin makukuha yung area sa pagitan ng 0.5 and 1? Paano natin makukuha yung area ng sa pagitan ng 0.5 and 1? Sige nga. Ulitin natin na. Ayusin natin yung drawing para maintindihan natin. Ito ay 0.3009. Ito is 0.159. So, paano natin makukuha yung area sa pagitan ng 0.5 and 1? Yes, that is the correct. I-minus natin yung value ng 0.3009 at yung 0.159 to get anong value nito? .15. So, yung area daw sa pagitan ng 0.5 and 1, yung area sa pagitan nila is equal to 0.15. Okay? Now, kung ang problem naman natin is somehow naka-standard ano na siya, standard deviation na siya, standard normal distribution na, hindi mo na kailangan siyang i-convert sa Z. Just like letter C. Yung P daw, yung Z value daw natin is greater than and or equal to -1 but less than and equal to 2. So kung sa standard deviation yan, ito yung -1 at ito yung +2. So ang hahanapin nating area is pagitan nilang dalawa. So ano muna ang gagawin natin? So hanapin muna natin yung value ng -1 and +2. So babalik tayo dun sa table kanina. So kung papansinin nyo yung table na to, wala ditong negative value. So ang makikita lang natin dyan is puro positive value. So ang nakasulat doon ay 1 and 2 lang. -1 and +2. So paano ang gagawin natin? We have to look at 1 first. So ang value ng 1 is 0.159. Ang 2 naman is ito yung 2. At 0, 0, 2.00, that is 0.023. Okay, so tandaan natin yung value na yon. Sa 1 is 0.159 and sa 2 is 0.023. So balik tayo dun sa ating problem. Kung i-reflect natin yung value ng value ng 1, ito yung 1, ito ang kanyang tinutukoy na 0.159. Ang -1 naman, kung titingnan natin sa table, nasa same size siya, parang symmetrical ba, yung mirror value niya. Ito ay -1. Kung kukunin natin yung kumbaga parang i-flip natin yung bell curve, yung 0.159 na area is manggagaling dito sa kabila. So para makuha mo yung value ng point ng -1, ang tinutukoy niya is yung etong value na to, yung open. So paano natin siya makukuha? Ano ba ang total ng bell curve? Anong total area niya? Equal siya sa 1. So paano natin makukuha yung value ng -1? Anyone? Paano natin makukuha yung value ng -1? So that is 1 minus 0.159. So yung value ng -1, yung probability na is equal to 1 minus 0.159. And that is, anong value? 841. 0.841. Kung tama ako. So ang value ng -1 lagi ko siyang dinodrawing as table para mas madali siyang maintindihan. Yung 841. Yung 2 naman, nakita natin ito sa table. Ang 2, ang value ay 0.023. So, anong tinutukoy natin na value? Yung sa pagitan ng -1 and 2. So, paano natin makukuha yan? Subtract 0.841 by 0.023. So that is the probability is 0.841 minus 0.023. 23. And that gives you, anong value nito? 0.81. So far, nakukuha niyo ba yung value? So, before we proceed with letter D, ang 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 i ang parang tatanong niyo sa akin is, sir, makakakuha ba kami ng normal probability distribution table o yung standard normal distribution table? So, bibigyan ko kayo ng copy to copy nun para ma-interpret niyo siya during the examination. Okay? So, let's proceed with letter D. Ito is 3.02 yan, hindi yan, hindi yan 302 para oras. 3.02 yan. Negative 3.02, the z value is greater than 3.02, negative 3.02, but less than 0. So, ganun ulit. Titingin tayo ng value ng 3.02 and 0 sa distribution table. Ano ang value ng 3.02? Sige nga, kung kayo ang titingin. .001. And ano ang value ng 0.001? And ano ang value ng 0 sa distribution table? Siyempre, siya ay nasa gitna. Ang value niya ay magiging, anong value ng 0? 0.5. Okay, so nakukuha niya na paano tumingin sa table. So babalik tayo ngayon sa problem. So ulit, ito-drawing ko ulit to make you understand the... Ang titignan natin sa table is 3.02. Ito yung value na yun, positive. So ito ay 0.001. So kung i-reflect ko siya, parang pagbabalik na rin ko yung uli yung problem, ang negative negative 3.02 is ito yun, yung 0.001. Now, ano yung magiging value ng negative 3.02? Which is, ang tinutukoy natin doon is yung open space. Anong value? Sagot na kagad ah. Ano yung value na tinutukoy ko? Na negative 0.302. 0.999. Okay? So, ang value ng probability ng negative 3.2. 0.999. Now, yung 0 naman is 0.5. So, kalahati. So, okay. Drawing na natin para sa representation. Ang negative 3.02. Ito yun. Ang tinutukoy, that is 0.999. While ang 0 is syempre kalahati. So that is 0.5. So what is the value of the probability in between 3.02, negative 3.02 and 0? 0.4499. Okay, that is for letter D. Okay, so next. May pahirap na tayo ng pahirap. We go on with letter E. Yung letter E naman is the absolute value of Z na siya ay greater than 1. So, ang tinutukoy natin kapag absolute value, kung ito drawing ko yan, ang tinutukoy natin dyan, kung ito ay 0, that is 1, negative 1, and 1. So, that is greater than 1. So, ibig sabihin, ang tinutukoy value is yung sa pagitan ng 1 and negative 1. Kasi absolute value. Okay. So, doon sa standard distribution table, na puro example natin is 1, nakuha na natin yon. Ang value ng 1, ang value ng 1 is always 0.159. So, kung yung kabaliktaran niya, kung isi-symmetrical value natin yan, yung negative 1 na 159, ito yung tinutukoy naman natin sa kabila. So, paano natin makukuha yung value sa pagitan ng negative 1 and 1? Paano natin makukuha? Paano natin makukuha? Yes. Okay, good. So, ibig sabihin, tatanggalin mo lang yung value ng mga sabit-sabit. So, that is 1 minus, yung sabit na doon, ito ay galing dito. So, that is 0.159 minus yung kabila naman, which is yung value naman ng kabila, which is 0.159. And the value is what? 0.682. Okay. Same goes with the letter F. So, parehas lang din siya. Kaya lang, nag-increase lang yung value sa 2. Yung value ng 2, yung value ng 2 sa distribution table is not 159. Hindi na siya 0.159. It's now 0.023. Sorry, 0.023. So parang ganun lang din yon. Instead of 0.159, bawasan mo siya ng 2.023. Okay? Anong value? 0.954. Question? Okay, thank you. Question for normal distribution? Okay, and that's the end of the problem. Sorry, that's the end of our topic for statistical analysis. If you don't have any question, I will proceed with,
po.
yes.
Pwede po makahingi ng mga mga presentation niyo po sa lesson sa statistics for preparation lang din po sana sa midterm, sir.
Sige, sige. At wala tayong midterm ha, final examination tayo.
Ay, okay po. Thank you po, sir.
Sige, sige. Sisend ko yan siguro sa Sunday. Okay, so this is just an add-on of our topic for Okay. So we have our topic for 3D. This is a 3D basics. So proceed na tayo with the 3D basics. So itong nakasulat dito is how you perform the views to enter the views of the AutoCAD from 2D to 3D. Kung ikaw ay pupunta ng 3D, you need to use this command. So that is UCS space B space minus B space and then your perspective. Yung perspective na yan, pwede ka mamili sa apat na yan. Pwede ka mag northeast, northwest, southeast, and southwest. So for example, paano natin malalaman na tayo ay nasa 2D or 3D? So that is UCS B minus B and then ako ang ginagamit ko is northeast, yung NE. Yan. So malalaman mo nasa 3D view ka na if tatlo na ang coordinates mo. We have your x-axis, the y-axis, and the z-axis. Now, paano ka babalik ng 2D view? All you have to do is type naman UCS, double space, 1, 2, and then plan, space, space. So mapapansin mo nasa 2D ka na if dalawa na lang ang coordinates mo, the x and the y. Now, for 3D basics, we have to consider yung kung paano tayo nag-prepare ng 2D. So, ang consideration natin for 3D is that it must be a closed plane object. As explained before, kapag tayo ay nagdo-drawing ng 3D, dapat siya ay plane and then close. Okay, explain natin yun mamaya. But before that, punta muna tayo sa 3D view. So, UCS space B space minus B space and then may perspective na northeast. Okay, for 3D basics, meron tayong mga pre-drawn 3D objects like yung cone, sphere, cylinder, and the pyramid. Okay, tatlo. Okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na cone, sphere, cylinder, and pyramid. These are 3D objects that are pre-drawn. Hindi naman na kailangan pumunta ng 2D at i-convert siya sa 3D. Dahil pagka tinype mo itong mga command na to, it will automatically create a 3D object. Now, yung first one is yung cone. So, ang cone is kung ano itsura ng cone. And the shortcut for that is wala. So, you have to type the whole word cone. So, ang cone is first you have to draw the base. So, para kang nagdo-drawing ng bilog. And then you add the height. So, that is how you draw a cone. Yeah. So, smooth yung kanya, yung parang tsura ng apa. Okay, the next one is yung sphere. SPH, naman ang shortcut command niya. You type in the center, and then pwede mo na siyang hilahin. And then you will produce a sphere. So kung precision, pwede ka ulit mag-drawing ng sphere, SPH, then click ka sa gitna, and then type mo yung radius or diameter ng sphere para kung gusto mo nagkaroon ng precise na drawing ng sphere. Okay? And then you have your cylinder. Cylinder is CYL. You click at the center. and then hatakin mo siya pataas or pababa para magkaroon ng sphere. So, ganyan lang yon. So, ganun din, pwede ka din mag-add ng precision. If you want to do cylinder, click the center and then type it the radius, then the height. Then the next one is yung pyramid. PYR, ang kanya shortcut command. Ito naman is as the same as kung paano kayo nagdodrawing ng cone. Center lang. And then, ang pyramid na nagdodrawing niya is a square pyramid. So, hindi pwede dito yung mga rectangular pyramid. So, lagi yan, pag hinatak na siya, laging square pyramid ang mapaproduce. Then, you add the height para magkaroon ka ng pyramid. So, that is how you draw the pre-drawn 3D objects. Hindi ka na kailangan bumupunta ng 2D. Okay, question so far for these 4 objects?
Sir, meron po.
Yes.
Paano po yun, sir? Kunwari po, gumawa tayo ng cylinder pero gusto ko maglagay ng cone sa taas nun, sir. Paano po yun magagawa pag ganun?
Yung cylinder, tama ba? Yung cylinder, gusto mo maglagay ng cone sa taas.
Yes po.
Okay, sige. Pupunta tayo dun ha. Ano ko muna, tapusin ko muna yung susunod na topic.
Okay po, sir. Thank you po.
Sa last yan. Okay. Sige. The next is, eto, mga objects na to are pre-drawn. So once you type in the command for this 3D object na kagad yung mapoproduce mo. But for others, you have to go back to 2D para makapag-drawing ka. What do I mean? So, kailangan, ang requirement natin for a closed plane object is it must be considered a single object. Closed siya, ibig sabihin wala siyang butas. And then, the next consideration is dapat isa siyang plane object. For example, a rectangle. Do we consider this one as a closed plane object? Ako consider ba natin na closed plane object ang circle? Ay, circles. Rectangle? Yes or no? Anyone? Yes, okay. How about yung circle? Do we consider it as a closed object? Yes, okay. How about, excuse me, a line? A line that is shaped as a rectangle. Do we consider this one as a closed plane object? Okay, no. Kasi ang consideration natin for a closed plane object must be a single object. Since ang line is considered of 2 points, then it is considered 4 objects. So as you can see, pag kiniklik ko siya, nagiging 4 na object siya. Close, yes, but not considered as truly a plane object. So you understand now the basic of the 3D drawing. Now, paano ba ang konsepto ng 3D? Ang 3D is laging nagsisimula sa 2D, except for those pre-drawn objects, yung mga sphere, cone, cylinder, and pyramid. Ang konsepto ng 3D sa AutoCAD is you must start at 2D and then you add the height. So kaya kailangan ang consideration niya is closed plane object. Now, for you to add height sa mga object na yon, you need a command. And that command is extrude. Or shortcut command natin is ext. So, pag nag-extrude tayo, you click the object, ext, space, you click the object, and then add height. Just like this one, pwede mo siyang hatakin pataas. But, unlike dun sa dalawa, sa rectangle and circle, ang lines kapag siya ay in-extrude mo, it will not considered as a 3D object, but rather a 3D surface. Okay? So that is the consideration for a line. Nagiging surface lang siya. Or parang, ano natin, yung line, nagiging plane. Kasi naging isa siyang rectangle. Okay? Now, would you consider this object, rectangle, circle, as closed plane object? So, paano naman, sir, kung halimbawa, ang ito-drawing ko is mga irregular objects? Kasi itong mga objects na to, yung rectangle and circle, are all symmetrical objects. So, ibig sabihin, pag hinati ko siya sa gitna, consider siya as two equal parts. How about yung mga not symmetrical or yung unsymmetrical objects? So, paano naman siya dinodrawing? So, kung hindi pwede ang line for symmetrical objects. And for that, the answer is use a polyline. Para ma-consider siya as closed plane object kahit irregular shape siya. Like for this one, I'm using a polyline. So, nag-arc ako halimbawa. Then, balik ako line. Then, balik akong arc. So, I'm doing this just using a polyline. And I make a closed plane object out of polyline. Now, pag in-extrude ko siya, then mako-consider siya as 3D object. Okay, may nagtanong sa akin kanina na pwede ba rin na ang line is magawa ko siyang closed plane object? Yes, how do I do that? Pwede ko siyang i-group na para maging isang closed plane object. One single closed plane object. So, paano ko gagawin yon? Hindi mo kailangan gumamit ng block pa lang. Kasi kung block, ginugrupo mo siya, which is not. Dapat hindi siya maging block. So, how do you combine lines? So, you use join, J. So, you click all the lines para maging consider siya as one plane object. Naging polyline na siya. And for that, pwede mo na siya i-extrude. Okay? Question? Question? May question ba tayo? Okay, if wala, then we proceed with another type of extrusion. So, meron tayong tatlong klase ng pag-extrude. Actually, 5 na siya. Pero, yung dalawa doon is pag-aralan nyo na lang kung paano gawin. So, balik tayo sa extrude, EXT, space, we have here to click the rectangle, and then space. Makikita niyo sa baba, meron dyan direction, path, taper angle, and expression. So, sabi ko nga, meron tayong 5 klase ng extrude. We have the linear extrusion, yung ginawa natin kanina, nag-add lang tayo ng height. But yung next one is yung taper angle, taper extrusion. So for that, you type T para makita nyo. Then makita nyo dyan na nag-extrude siya, nag-add pa rin siya ng height, pero at a certain angle na. So hindi na siya diretso. And once you are completed with your taper angle, pag okay na kayo sa angle, then yung at the height. Okay? So that is how you do the extrude using taper. And then, yung mga cone, dito din nagagawa sa taper and then the pyramid. Dito pwedeng gawin yung mga taper. Okay? Question? Question. So extrude. Now, before we proceed with another type of extrusion, which is yung path, let me just introduce you to rotate, 3D rotate. So yung 3D rotate, for example, this one, yung cone, just like yung rotate ng 2D, ang 3D rotate is ganun din ang function. You rotate the 3D object. However, pwede mo nang i-rotate ang isang object using 3D rotate into its x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. So unlike sa rotate ng 2D, naro-rotate mo lang yung object horizontally and vertically. But for 3D rotate, tatlong axis na yung pwede niyang pag-rotate. Okay, so for that, you type in 3D R. Shortcut command niya. Just for example, this one, I want to rotate this one para ma-invert yung tip ng cone, mapunta siya sa ilalim. So, paano ko gagawin yon? You click the cone, space, and then, i-rotate ko siya. Now, makikita nyo dyan, merong lumabas na parang bilog. Tatlong bilog. We have the blue, the green, and the red. It represents the axis of each of the coordinates natin. Yung X, Y, and Z. Yung red represents the rotation on the x-axis. The green represents the rotation at the y-axis. And the Z represents the rotation at the z-axis. Now, ang question ko, if I want to rotate this cone na yung tip ay mapupunta sa ilalim, anong rotation, anong kulay ang pipiliin ko? Red. Okay. Okay, so dalawa ang sagot dyan. I-rotate ko siya ng red or i-rotate ko siya sa blue. Hindi pwede, ay sorry. I-rotate ko siya sa red, i-rotate ko siya sa green. Hindi pwede yung blue kasi pag ni-rotate ko siya sa blue, nakikita nyo? Wala nangyayari. So, dalawa yung pwedeng rotation. Green or red. So, kung red, pwede ko na siyang ma-rotate. Okay? Or yung isa, pwede din yung green. Okay? Now, bakit ko siya binanggit dito? So that I can introduce you to the extrusion ng path. Okay, so let me just draw several shapes. Okay. Now, we have here the path, yung extrusion by path. So, pag sinabi naman natin extrusion by path, sinusundan niya yung isang flow like this one. Ito, ang tawag natin dito is the direction, yung path direction niya. Now, for example, if this one, ito yung gusto kong i-extrude, but instead, it will follow a certain path or yung path direction, then all I have to do is to extrude and then click the object. Extrude, click the object, and then path. Now, magtatanong siya dyan ng select extrusion path. So, which is this one? So, pag pinindot ko yan, hindi yan pwede. Why? Kasi sila ay on the same planar. So, paano gagawin natin? Kaya natin siya kailangan i-rotate. So 3DR, and then i-rotate ko siya sa red muna, and then i-rotate ko siya sa blue. So nakikita nyo, siya ay perpendicular dun sa object. Perpendicular siya dun sa extrusion path. At the same time, siya ay hindi na siya planar with the extrusion path. So para pag in-extrude ko yan, and then path, pag klinik ko yung extrusion path, susundan niya yung direction. So ang nangyari, siya ay sinunod niya yung path ng extrusion. Same goes with circle. Kung circle yan, ilagay ko lang siya sa gitna, and then 3DR, click ko yung object, and then hanapin ko yung kanyang position. Then once na planar na sila, i-extrude ko. Extrude. And then path. Okay? Question sa extrusion by path? So we have taper, extrusion by path, and yung linear extrusion. Then we have the 3D basics. Question? Okay, yung question kanina, hanging question is, halimbawa, yung cone daw, pwede kong siyang ilagay sa ibabaw ng cylinder. So, pwede yun. Pero, ang process na nun is move lang. So, halimbawa, 3DR ko muna to. And then, yung gitna ng cone, sa ilalim, ilalagay ko sa gitna ng cylinder. So, that's it. Parang nag-move ka lang. 3D rotate lang, tsaka move. And then, hinanap ko lang yung center no each of the object. Now, meron tayong another feature sa AutoCAD or sa 3D na tinatawag nating union and subtract. It follows the same rules as addition and subtraction. So, pag nag-union ka, ibig sabihin, pinag-add mo. Pag subtraction, sinasubtract mo. So, yung union, ang shortcut command niya is UNI, tama, UNI. And then, click ko lang yung object na pagsasamahin ko and space. And then, for some reasons, it become a single object. Now, pwede din to sa hindi magkadikit na object. Just like this one. Kung UNI, click ko yung search sphere and then the pyramid. And then, after ko ma-union siya, kahit anong pindot ko, magiging isang object na lang siya. Okay? So, simple as that. The same thing na ginagawa ng block. Parang ginugrupo. Ito naman is pinagsasama niya. Okay. Now, the next command is what we call the subtract. So, it follows naman the rule of subtraction. So, for example, this one, pinagdikit ko tong tinaper ko na extrude and then this irregular object. So, pag nag-SU ako, space, yung una kong i-click na object, siya yung babawasan na object. So, for example, this one, this irregular object. And then space. Yung susunod kong pipindutin, yung una kong click, yung babawasan kong object, space, and then yung susunod kong i-click, yung ipambabawas ko na object. For this example, yung tapered na object yung ipambabawas ko. So once na space ko yan, masasubtrakan siya nung object na nasa pinambawas ko. Now, pwede ba yung hindi magkadugtong na object or hindi magkadikit, hindi sila overlapping? Pwede, pero tingnan nyo mangyayari. For example, ito yung babawasan ko at ito yung pambabawas ko. Pag in-space ko yan, ang nangyari is nabawasan lang ako ng object. Yung pinansubtract ko ay nawala. Kasi hindi siya naman naka-apekto dun sa babawasan na object. Okay? Halimbawa, itong sphere, nilagay ko siya dun sa loob nitong object na to. Pag nag-subtract ako, SU, click ko yung object, nababawasan ko, and then click ko yung pambabawas, and then SU space, click ko yung object, then that's it. Nabawasan siya no sphere. Okay? Question sa union and subtraction? Question. Clear ba? Okay. Okay. Sige. Then, ano ang advantage and disadvantage ng union? Balikan ko lang. Yung union, sabi ko nga kanina, pinag-group niya yung object or ina-add niya yung mga object. Now, the reason why meron tayong union is, ang purpose niya is pag-add. Now, sa AutoCAD kasi, once na dumadami na ang mga 3D objects, ang nangyayari is bumibigat yung file and nagiging prone siya sa crash or nagka-crash yung app. So kaya ako pag halimbawa, sinasuggest ko sa mga student ko pag sila ay gumagawa ng mga complicated 3D objects or 3D models, lagi silang magsisave every 30 seconds. Kasi habang bumibigat yung file, nagiging prone siya sa crash. Okay. Now, ang purpose ng union, meron siyang advantage and disadvantage. First is, ang union, pag ginamit mo siya sa isang 3D object, gumagaan yung file. Nagiging ano siya, nagiging light. However, ang disadvantage niya, kapag na union mo na, mahirap na siyang itanggalin sa union. Just like this one. Ito yung sinasabi ko. Since madami siyang object, let's say this one is LPG, the pipes, yan yung mga regulator and such. Yan is considered as 3D object. However, dahil nga bumibigat siya, prone siya sa clashing. Then for that, ang ginagawa natin dyan is to use union para gumaan. Pero yun nga, pag kayo, once na nag-union kayo, mahirap na siyang, excuse me, mahirap na siyang i-union, ipatanggalin. So for you to do that, kailangan mo mag-subtract. So yun yung pros and cons ng paggamit ng union. Okay? Okay, question? Kung wala kayong question, then meron pala akong may message kay Maricar, pero mamaya na lang. So ang ating practical exam will start next week. So, nagre-request ako sa campus director for a face-to-face practical examination. So, we'll give you feedback from that. And then, kung pumayag siya, then we will meet at the school, at PUP, for your practical examination. Otherwise, we will proceed with an online examination for the practical exam. Okay, yung details I will relay to Maricar. For statistical analysis, we will have our final examination July 22. Okay? Question? Question? If wala ng question, a request for a open cam for our documentation. Okay, 1, 2, dalawang frame lang. 1, 2, 3. Second one. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you. Magme-message ako kay Maricar. Pwede na tayo mag-leave. Pero Maricar, mag-message ako sa iyo after this. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po, sir.
Thank you po,